Hello! Today we'll deal with some grammar topic, past tenses and workbook exercises on this grammar point. First of all, past simple. The past simple shows us that an action was in the past, not in the present. How to form the past simple? In the positive, we have subject plus the verb. In the negative form, we have subject plus the auxiliary didn't, then the verb. And in the question, we put the auxiliary in the beginning, then the subject followed by the verb. Irregular verbs have a different form and usually with a different vowel sound. Look at the example, please. Wake becomes woke, break, broke, and feel, felt. Let's see two examples together. My parents called me yesterday. Here we have a regular verb. While I woke up early this morning, here woke is an irregular one. Now let's see negative examples. We said we make the negative with didn't and the infinitive verb. My parents didn't call me yesterday. And I didn't wake up early this morning. We see that the irregular form happens only in the affirmative case, while the negative case, and we'll see later the question, use just the regular form of making past simple. And with question is formed with did as an auxiliary, then the subject and the infinitive verb. Did you wake up early this morning? Did Sam play basketball when he was at university? We see that here we conjugate just the auxiliary did. Past continuous tense. This tense shows us that the action was already in progress at a certain time in the past. For example, what were you doing at 8 p.m. last night? I was studying. This means that I started studying before 8 p.m. and I continued after 8 p.m. This tense, past continuous, can also show that an activity was in progress for a certain time in the past. Let's see together the example. We were cleaning the house all morning. How to form the past continuous? The affirmative is subject plus was or were as form of a verb to be plus the verb ending in ing. She was cooking all the morning might be an example. The negative is subject plus the negative form of the verb to be in the past, that is was, were plus not, plus verb in ing. And the interrogative case is the forms of the verb to be, was and were, plus the subject followed by the verb ing. Was she sleeping when he came home? Now, let's see the difference. There are cases when past continuous and past simple are used together within the same sentence. How to distinguish between the use of these two tenses? When we use these two tenses together, it shows us that the past simple action happens in the middle of a past continuous one, or it interrupts a past continuous action while it was in progress. Look at the example. While I was studying, I suddenly felt sleepy. As we said, these tenses are often used to show that an action interrupted another. As I was going to work, I saw an old friend. Or, we were watching television when the power went off. Let's see the difference between these sentences. The difference is in the meaning. When the guests arrived, Jane was cooking dinner. And the other sentence, when the guests arrived, Jane cooked dinner. In the first sentence, Jane started cooking before the guests arrived. And when they arrived, it was an action in progress. How do you know this? Because we see the past continuous use here. While in the second sentence, the guests arrived and then Jane started to cook. With past tenses, there are several time expressions that are commonly used. Mind the difference between the simple tense and the continuous tense. With the past simple, we might use yesterday, last year or last week, ago, in 1972, for years, etc. While for past continuous, we have to define the time, yesterday at 5 o'clock, while that defines an action in progress, and when he came, that also defines an action in progress. Let's practice. Time for practice. Look at the sentences. Complete the following sentences using a simple past or past continuous tense form. Here we have the case when we use two sentences within the same sentence. When you phoned, I was working in the garden. So we see the longer action in past continuous here interrupted by a shorter one. When I woke up this morning, the sun was shining. When the guest arrived, I was having a bath. Look at the other examples. The students were playing when the teacher entered the classroom. Raul was doing his homework when the light went out. As I was walking down the road, I saw Cheyenne. Someone knocked on the door when I was having dinner. The accident happened while I was waiting for the bus. And the last one, when I opened the window, the cat jumped out. Do you see here? We have the use of past simple and past continuous within the same sentence. Mind that an action happening in past simple always interrupts an action happening in past continuous, which is a longer one. As a homework, look at the picture. You have to ask and answer in short dialogues as in the example that is here for you. Was it raining? Look at the picture. No, it wasn't. You have to make questions in past continuous and then answer in the affirmative or in the negative way. This was all for today. Thank you very much for your attention.